I'm delighted to say that joining the channel now, it's Basingstoke's finest. I was, Travis, trying to get people to call it Amazing Stoke from the day that you were drafted, but I think that's a joke that only people from the home counties get. Travis Clayton, thank you so much for taking the time out to join us. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How's you?
Yeah, not bad. Thank you, brother. Not bad. Look, just to start off with, what's the latest on your status? Obviously, we know drafted in the 7th round, but went on IR just before the season. So, how are
Yes.
you feeling? How's the health? How's everything been?
Everything's been great. I am 10 weeks, 9 or 10 weeks post surgery. So I'm just in the process now of trying to build that strength within my shoulder. Um, and then just continuously keep looking at my playbook, making sure that I'm still keeping in line with what the guys are doing off the field and on the field. But at the moment, the main goal for me is just trying to get back healthy as fast as possible.
How much can you be doing when you're on injured reserve? Kind of for people who maybe don't understand the process. How much football activity can you be doing? How much can you be learning? Because obviously for you as a rookie, this is
Yeah.
such a key time.
Yeah. So some teams, when they're on IR, I know that they don't have to, they may say to the player they don't have to attend the meetings, but here they've given me the opportunity to keep going to meetings. So I've still been able to go to meetings, go through plays with the team, and I've also still been able to work out in the gym every single day.
What's that been like for you to still be able to be around the facility? I guess frustration that you're not able to be actually out there and practicing, but
Yeah,
to still be in amongst the atmosphere and
yeah.
a very good football team and see how they operate.
Yeah, well, I think it's great that I've still been given the opportunity to still be around the guys. Whether it's like going out to dinner on a Thursday evening with the offensive lineman, just being around the whole community and the whole team. And as you can see with the results at the minute, the Bills are performing very well. And I think that plays a big part of what the personalities are like within the players here and how much is shown on the field. So yeah, it is. It plays a big part that I'm still able to be involved with the team and be involved with the facility.
What have those meetings been like for you? How much do you think you've been able to learn without being able to do the physical reps? And how much help are you getting, like really watching film and being inside that playbook?
Um, I mean, it's been massive for me. If you look back on a year from now, well, even January a year ago, to where I am now, I've been able to learn a lot of things, been able to pick up many skills. Although I can't really do the skills at the moment, a lot of it is mental that you need to just continue to like repeat in your head. And being able to just remember the plays and having taken the responsibility of knowing what you're doing in your position and kind of knowing what the other guys are doing in their position as well.
And it's been a line that's performed at an unbelievable level this year, and particularly the one guy that always intrigues me. We had real fun chatting to him when they were out here last year. Is Dion Dawkins? What's it like being around a guy who is, going to be in the Hall of Fame conversation when he finishes his career?
Yeah, look, he is an unbelievable player and he's an unbelievable guy. He's definitely someone that I look up to. Even prior to coming to the Bills, I knew of him. But just seeing him out there on the practice field each day, it's just ridiculous. Like such a big guy, how fast he can move, and the techniques he's able to apply at such a fast speed is just insane.
Has that caught you off guard? Just uh, always with the lineman, I think the size speed combination. You're an athlete yourself. You have
Yeah,
gone there. You have got drafted. Clearly, you have something about you. And yet, when you see this happening up close, and you see 320-pound guys running, practically sub 5.440s, it's insane.
yeah, it is insane. It is pretty wild, but we're all here because we are basically unhuman, right? We're 300 pound plus guys running sub 40-yard dashes. But it's not all about speed. You got to be able to apply your abilities in a footballing way, and that's why we're here today.
What's kind of the message been to you from the coaches and those inside the facility? Obviously, going on IR is real disappointment, but
Yeah,
how confident are they in your ability to kind of bounce back beyond this and contribute in future seasons? And what have they been
yeah.
telling you about the best way to make sure that you can be prepared for that?
Well, I think first of all, when I did get injured, they said to me, make sure your body is correct. Um, and then from then, they've just said to me that my abilities that I have, they're exciting to see what I can do in the future. And that's why they placed me on IR to give me the time of learning the playbook, understanding techniques. But they have reassured me that they're looking forward to see how next year comes about. And then yeah, we'll just see what happens from there.
Look, it is your first year in the building, so you maybe can't make a comparison, but it does feel
Yeah,
like there is something special happening in Buffalo this year, and it feels like those kind of games that last season maybe they wouldn't have been as aggressive in, or
yeah.
maybe they wouldn't have had a complete game. All three phases wouldn't have worked together. They have, and I don't know. There's a certainly amongst people here, the feeling is that Buffalo has got a chance of any of going to New Orleans and being in the Super Bowl this year. Is that the feeling in the building? Are they getting, is there a feeling that there's something special going on there?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think although everyone knows the game against the Chiefs was a big win, but that's just a win. We can't look at that as anything else. Like our main goal is to get to the Super Bowl. We prep each week against each team. Have different plays to adapt to the team that we're playing. But I think everyone can see that we have a really, really, really strong team here, and we have some of the best fans. Well, we have the best fans in the world. The Bills Mafia. Everyone knows how crazy they are, and yeah, the vibe in Buffalo at the minute is just insane.
It must be wild for you being there for back-to-back games, admittedly with a bye week in the middle, but having
Yeah,
both the last year's Super Bowl teams coming into your building and
yeah.
look, being favourites for both of them, getting that first win, good chance of a win this weekend. Like, just what's that like for you? The aura on match day of being around those guys, of seeing those huge names coming in, and knowing that this is the best of the best.
Well, it is amazing, but like I said, it's just we just take one game at a time. Um, we take every game as if it is a Super Bowl, and we just keep grinding, and just keep winning.
Obviously, I've got to ask you about, for many people there, at least MVP conversation, if not MVP elect, Josh Allen.
Yeah,
What's it like being around him? What's he like as a guy in the building, as somebody who's come in there from a real outsider? Didn't do
yeah,
college, came through an academy system. Like, what's it like being around a guy like that?
yeah. Josh is a great guy. Even when I first came through the building, he introduced himself to me. He's just an amazing person overall, and I think everyone can see from watching football on TV the ability he has is just off the scale, and he is truly an unbelievable footballer.
What's that moment like when they make the decision to go for it on 4th and 2? The stadium hushes down, and then he makes that scramble into the end
Yeah.
zone to send you to the victory. Like, to describe just that entire feeling.
Well, like I said originally, Josh is a crazy player. So we backed him. We back him all the time, and he performs every single time. And we had no doubt that he was going to make that 4th and 2. And as you can see from the play, he got that unbelievable touchdown.
Is he as humble around the building as he comes across in media, etc. as well?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Have you managed to have many conversations with him or any of those other guys, those starters? Try and glean anything from them, learn anything from them.
Yeah, that's been my main goal when I first got here, trying to be a sponge with like the vets and the stardom players because they've been doing something right to be able to get to where they are now. I think that's just in any player that goes into the NFL, they need to go to someone who sets a good example and go to the leaders of the team. Um, because they've been doing this for a long time. To stay at the top of the game, you need to continue doing the correct things right. But yeah, I've been able to speak to whether it's Dion Dawkins, Spencer Brown, um, Conor McGovern, David Edwards. The O line guys have probably been the main guys for me as playing in the similar positions or same positions. We've been able to have like conversations of the same similarities. Um, but yeah, I've been able to speak to many of the starting team.
And their message to you, and that, like, when you're going out on Thursday for dinner, are they impressed with how much of a sponge you're being?
Yeah, no, they are. I think everyone at the moment is trying to tell me just to get my body right. Because without my body, I can't play. So I need to look after my body as much as possible. Um, and for me myself, I know that when I do come back from injury, Even going through the process now of building strength back up in my shoulder, even working on my other parts of my body, I've got considerably stronger from when I first came here. So I'm just looking forward to apply that next season when I'm off IR.
Love it. Well, look, man, we're really excited to see what you do. Continue being a sponge, continue learning that playbook and taking in as much as you can. And then hopefully when you're healthy and back on the field, we'll get to see you, go from practice squad to active to maybe starting to make an impression. That final thing, in fact, how much have you heard
Yes.
from the IPP guys? Because I just
Yeah.
just to tell you a story from my end. So Christian Scotland Williamson was our co-commentator for the London games this year,
Yeah.
and we were on air for the third game at Wembley, and his FaceTime starts going off on his phone next to me while we're mid call. And it's Jordan Mailata giving him a ring just for a catch up. And I'm like, Jordan was obviously on IR at the time and had seen that
Yeah.
the London game was on, and that kind of triggered it. But I'm just like, whenever I talk to any of those guys, there seems to be a real unity between everyone that's gone through that process.
Yeah.
So, have you heard much from any of those other guys? Have you caught up with any of them? Have they been, giving you their backing? What have those conversations been?
Yes. I think with anyone that comes from the IPP, there's that instant like similarity there. Like we've gone through the same process. We've been through the same thing. And yeah, I've been able to keep in contact with the IPP guys from 2024. I speak to them basically daily, just about normal stuff. But sometimes when you're doing football every day, you don't want to talk about football. So it's nice to
I get that.
talk about other things. And yeah, but we all keep in contact with each other.
So it's just what you're binging on Netflix, or what?
Yeah, video games. It could be anything. It could be anything.
Oh, being in Madden, that's a decent topic of conversation.
Yeah, that was a pretty special moment when I loaded up the game and saw my face on there. That's a moment I will never forget for sure.
Love it. Look, Travis, really appreciate your time, man. Thank you so much, and keep on grinding.
Thank you, Will.